Hey dudes, welcome to another video upload from Aspie with Attitude. You're right now watching an autistic YouTube content creator channel. To introduce myself, my name is David. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. I have autism, I have some speech difficulty, a speech impairment, I have Asperger's syndrome. That's why I call myself an Aspie. And I'm also starting this video off with my Sony HDR CX405. That is the camera that I'm using. I just want to have a chance to really talk about cameras and what kind of camera technology I have been using. Once it comes to making these YouTube videos, I absolutely prefer camera recorders over using smartphones. The reason why I don't use a smartphone, despite you can get a 4K quality, something I'm not really keen on. I only pick on camera recorders for HD camera recorders because I really love the craft. Kind of a bit old fashioned. It's just pretty much I'm very married to using the high definition camera recorders, just like the Sony HDR CX405 that I'm talking through. Pretty much the whole time I had been making YouTube videos using technology like this, which happens that I'm actually using holding a HF20 as a Canon Legria. This is what I always use. I'm pretty much married to this camera there. The idea is why I'm using such a obsolete looking video equipment is because I just really love the craft. And basically though, I'm just very married to this camera. You can actually just pretty much just see the screen, and I'm always having it flicked out towards me. That's what's happening with this Sony camera. You actually would be impressive for quality. That's something I'm actually going to do now. Well, here I go. That's what I was actually using just then. Since now I'm back to the old Canon HF20. This is what I'm actually using right now. And basically I could just turn off by flipping the screen there. That's what I usually use for sitting on the couch videos these days. It's that camera recorder I told you about. So I'll just sit right down and I'll explain the HF Canon 20 Legria. Alright then dudes, the camera that I'm talking through right now, I bought this camera in middle of August 2019, second hand, and I only paid 49 Australian dollars for this camera from Cash Converters. And what Cash Converters is, it's just like a pawnbroker franchise we have down in Australia. So it's just your average pawnbroker, because since you may not be familiar with the franchise, but if you're from Australia, you should understand by this. However, so got it really cheap. I was actually extremely happy with the camera, and I've used this for the first time back in episode 75, way back on the 17th of September 2019, when I did publish this video talking about Bill Hicks ride. That was the first time I ever used that camera. Now you can just compare the quality that I'm using there. That is the video camera I use for my Walk With Me adventures. The reason being is that Sony HDR CX405 I was talking about in the beginning. That's not allowed to leave my apartment. That's for sitting on the couch video, which could maybe, what you're watching there, maybe the very last sit on the couch video that I'll be using for Canon HF20. I was watching earlier that I said in a video upload, I think it was what was it? Episode 321 I think it is, or 322. I did say that my Canon HF20 Legria did lose the audio. The coolest thing is, I've got the audio back. As I continue to just get the camera rolling through my HF20 Canon Legria, I'll show you other cameras that I have. If anything happens to the HF20, like let's just say what happened back in Walk For Me number 11 at Quarry Reserve, how I almost written off this camera. So like, just quickly show you the blooper once again. Well, if it hadn't fallen face downwards, that camera I'm talking to would have been written off. But Harry's though dudes, like, just in case if this ever happens, what I've got there is a HF200. Pretty much the same technology there. You'll get the same quality. If I turn it on, so pretty much exactly the same technology here. Oh, just the colour's a bit different and everything like that. And yeah, basically I just don't really need to do that. You know, this is the whole craft, like, it's easy to access a menu. Since I'm actually totally married to cameras like that, those question marks just means that I've already transferred whatever video contents I had onto my other computer. So like with this camera, does it have an internal memory with a HF200? So like, if I go on my Walk With Me adventures and I accidentally left the SD card behind, my day's ruined. At least the camera I'm talking to has an internal memory. And the other camera I must show you then. So like, pretty much the same principle as the HF200 Canon Legria. That's a HF-M300. And you can just see how silver, because like I've got two spare cameras now. And if I turn it on, imagine I'm on a Walk With Me adventure. So like, yeah, I'm going to press OK. So it's just got a touch screen. And what's telling me though, like, I'm not going to record anything. I do not have the SD card in there. Just imagine if I had to get up early in the morning to do my Walk With Me videos, and before you know it, my day's ruined. I come back, probably a 4-hour trip, return just to get the SD card. Before you know it, everyone's taking my spot and everything like that. Well, it's just all about, you've got to take responsibility and make sure that a card's loaded. And basically the craft is a lot different. I still got to somehow try and make friends with this camera. So there's not much I can do without the SD card in there. I can always turn it off, but that's actually so cool that I can actually now have two cameras now, or maybe three, and which makes me a proud owner of 7 movie cameras or camcorders. Now, while I'm just sitting back in the couch, the camera that I'm using right now is called the ANDOER. I don't need to mention what model it is. Pretty much it's not necessary. I'm about to explain what's wrong with the camera. Just for quality you're seeing right now, you can just see what I've learned after trying to make friends with this other camera that I have, which is camera number 6. Probably the worst handy cam you can get. So like, that's only cost me 100 Australian dollars. Something really cheap, just as my last resort. You'll learn that the picture's actually flickering and the sound quality's very bad. Everything it does on this camera is an AWI file. The trouble with the AWI file, it takes up a lot of disk space compared to the MP4. So I just thought, just for this video upload, I just actually like to have this for show, but I think it's just pretty enough. But I'm just going to get off the couch, and what I could do is, let's use the Sony HDR-CX405 showy. Now dudes, that's actually much better. Yeah, that's what I've just been using just then. Like, This is actually not worth for YouTubing, not made for YouTubing at all. It gets kind of frustratingly disturbing as you see the picture flicker, and just the way the audio gets a bit funny on this one. Just basically the same thing as the Sony that I'm using. Exactly the same principles as the other video cameras I've shown you. So like, I do have 6 cam recorders that have these flip screens. That's just my type of craft. That's what I love using. And this is just the original. That's what I've actually started this autistic YouTube content creator channel. That's what I've started off with, which was a FS46. This is PAL. That's not a HD camera at all. Oh, it does the job. This one actually has an internal memory, just like my prize HF20. So like, I just don't use this camera anymore. I only use this as a battery charger for my other batteries I use for my Walk Me adventures. So I can put this camera down and I can just show you what the FS46 has given me. When I filmed it with the FS46, how it did look like originally. And I'll even show you like what I did for episode number 21 when I did the Aspie superpowers. Actually, this may have caused me to get a video dislike, just how it's all widescreen. And by the time I got to episode 25, which was Autism Meltdown, I did the forced HD. Since this is all pretty much PAL, this video camera. So like these days, the video camera I'm holding here, I do not use this video camera anymore. The last one I got used was for Walk With Me number 1 at Coolamara Waters. That was episode 76. I'll show you the quality that I have as I actually talk you through with the FS46. Since this is a camera I do not use, these days I had been using this as a battery charger. Since I bought this camera pretty much back in 2012 or 2011, that was in the start of 2010s when I first got into cam recorders. That's what I used to use back in my hip hop days. And now that I've actually just finished showing off my picture quality from the FS46, how I forced it to be HD, my 7th video recording equipment I have is a GoPro. That's the GoPro Hero number 3. I use this for my time-lapse shots when I do my Walk With Me. This is more of a real hardcore outdoor video when I do my underwater shots, particularly if I'm doing my swimming video. So I've got this currently mounted on a selfie stick there. Yes, it's going to be really fully loaded if you're really serious about being a YouTube content creator to bring up my level. Well, that's the only technology that can get wet, particularly if I use it near water. And basically, once again, this is just all my favourite cameras there. So like, we can actually come in a bit closer. Yeah, it's just hard to see on the thing. So like, that's the one I've been using the most frequent. Got an internal memory, and the other two don't. This is this case if anything happens that it just stops working. Like, since I had a few near misses with a HF20. So anyway, that's how I've actually been making my autistic YouTube video contents. Just using these cam recorders like I've shown ya. So I'm a proud owner of 7 video recording devices there. Whether it's good, bad or ugly. So like, if you like what I'm doing here, please why not subscribe to Aspie with Attitude. That's all I ever ask for in terms of support. And also, please don't forget to ring this notification bell if you want to keep up to date with Aspie with Attitude. Or please like and share this video. That way, show more support for this channel. Well, anyway, dudes, like, yeah, I've just really enjoyed showing off my cam recorders there. Just to get behind the scenes of what really goes on. Sum things up. The reason why I'm so hooked on these cam recorders is because I just really love the craft. And it's just meant that my bones are so wired up to it, and I'm actually married to these 3 Canon Legria cameras that I've just shown you, except for the FS46, which is made redundant, and the ANDOER is already redundant. So anyway, let's finish this one off. And I hope you enjoyed this video content. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening to Aspie with Attitude, and I hope you like my cameras. Peace and respect, and see you next time.